What's this episode? This seemed like this season is flying by, y'all. Like it seemed like it just came on, but like I said, with each episode of Greenleaf, it's like it starts, and then we get on this ride, and we be like, God dang, and then boom, show's over. I'm like, and then it seems like forever because it's every Tuesday, right? It seems like forever for Tuesday to come. And then once it's here, it's like, oh, we got to do this all over again. Hate it every single time. But this is my review for Greenleaf, season 5, episode. I have no idea. I'll see y'all. So, who exactly am I going to start off with? Because Sophia and Zora really weren't in this episode like that. So, what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and start off with AJ. So, AJ, Grace and Noah, they're going to check him out at the hospital now. Naturally speaking, Grace is overly protective right now. And, it's understandable. It's very much understandable because all she wants is AJ to be okay. And it's like, yeah, but at the same time, dude is 20 years old. Like, you have to, it's one thing if AJ was like, I don't know, 16 maybe. But the man, he's a man, okay? And you have to give him that breathing room. So, the doctor, mind you, y'all see the doctor? Now, my eyes are big, right? But she got some big old eyes. I'm like, they're like, and I'm like, oh my God, it's like size of an orange peel. But anyway, so the doctor is basically like, I get, y'all trying to bring him around family and take him out, but we think that because he's not used to being around family just yet, he needs to go to this program that we have. And Grace was like, no, he needs to be around family. And ultimately speaking, the doctor was like, okay, I hear what you're saying. Like, she's just trying to be as much understanding as possible. But she's like, look, I think, um, just let him decide. That's all we're saying. Just let him decide on what he wants to do, and all we're saying is just be open to anything really. Just be open. And she's like, whatever. Um, so Grace, so Noah walked. Now, blah 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 blah. AJ walks in. He's like, okay, so what's my sentence? And so they bring up the program that um they want him to be in, and Grace is just like, just, whatever you decide. So, so what he does is, well, I want to be with my dad. I want to hang with him for a bit. And Grace is just like, okay. Like, at this point, like I said, Grace, you gotta. AJ just be giving this girl the blues. Like, she's just, like I said, she is like, let me in, let me in. And he's like, you ain't coming in here. Like, and basically, when they get to the house, um, AJ's gonna go upstairs to get his stuff, and then Grace is sitting there telling Noah, like, make sure you do this, make sure you do this, and da-da-da-da. And so then AJ is not even all the way upstairs, and he's like, this is why I want to go with him, because I don't want to talk about it, okay? This is why. Like, you're doing too much, okay? And in a way, I'm kind of like that. Like, if something happens, you know, and I honestly don't want to talk about it, like, I really don't want to talk about it. My mom, well, specifically my sister, she is good on being like, well, you have to talk about it. And she is right, but at the same time, if I don't want to talk about it, I don't have to talk about it. Stop pressing. Like, stop pressing. So I understood that. But, like I said, AJ be giving Grace the blues. But at one point, when we did see Zora and Sophia, they were blocking AJ from leaving. I'm like, oh, that sister cousin love, man, is everything. Like, you got good people. Listen, AJ, you got good people, bro. And then at one point, they like, all sat down on the bed, and then you could just tell AJ was just like, opening up, which I'm like, good, because he was like about to cry and be like, thank you for just being a friend. Travel down the road and back again. Ooh. You know. But then Grace walks in. I'm like, dang, Grace, you just ruined the moment. You about to cry. But yeah, Grace walks in and she's like, I just want to make sure you have everything. And I'm like, AJ, just let her be a mom. Like, she may be 20 years late, but just let her be a mom that you need, that you want. The mom that you, not the, what is Batman saying? Not the mom that you need, but the mom you deserve. You don't need it, but you deserve it. So she was just making sure that he has everything and not trying to do too much. And at one point, AJ got up to walk out, and then he came back and kissed Grace on the forehead. I was like, oh, oh. So yeah, AJ leaves. And then at one point, Bishop was like, "Oh, where's AJ?" And he's like, he didn't want to make a big scene, so like, okay, so that was it on AJ. So I don't know how long. I wonder how long it's gonna be before we see him again. I just hope he doesn't, cause Grace is at the point, cause um, she was literally giving Noah third degree, like well, technically he wouldn't know how to take care of a child, but he's a grown man, so she's like, you do anything. If you come back here talking about, I ain't talking to none of y'all, I'll get you. So yeah, Noah, we count on you, alright? So yeah, that's it on AJ. And really, that was Grace too, to be honest with you, because not much happened with her. So we're gonna mesh Grace and Charity in the golly. Okay, that was my hair. Uh, um, so Grace shows up to Calvary. Now the big thing is Sunday is supposed to be the last day of Calvary Church, right? They're gonna knock it down the next day. Now, Lord Jesus, golly. Okay, so Grace shows up to Calvary. Before she, which I'm like, oh, she's here. She about to fuck shit up. So she is listening to Charity, Judy, and Phil, and they're basically talking about how they're going to do service tomorrow. And all Charity is saying is, why don't we put in whatever song they were going to use and do, how Calvary started, and all that. That way people can reminisce, because this is their church. It's their church. And that now that it's being knocked down, then it would make sense to do that. Well, Judy was sitting there talking about, well, let's do the song we're going to use, and then show the plans for the future. What we're going to do is stop living in the past and stuff. And I'm like, it's almost like you're taking something away from these people that I'm sure people have grown up in. People probably got married in, so many memories in this church, and you're not even acknowledging the history here, because it's the history. You're not even acknowledging it. You're just like, oh yeah, this is what's happening in the future, and da 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 da, and all this other stuff. So they end up going with Judy's idea, obviously. Then at one point, even Phil, because Phil at this point, like, it's like you want to root for him. Like, you could just see in his face that he really does not want to do this. And you're just waiting for that moment where he's like, you know what, fuck y'all. I'm out of here, okay? I'm going back to soul food, to, the big old biddies I had over there. Anyway, sorry y'all, there's something in my eye, man. Like, what? Anyway, so, Phil and Charity, I guess, is that what happened? That making me lose my train of thought. Child, oh yeah. So, Grace, chimes in, and Charity's like, oh, you heard all that? She's like, yeah, we need to go talk. So basically, Grace is like, listen, I need your help. We can stop this. we can stop this church from being torn down. And Grace, Charity's like, I mean, I don't know what you want me to do. I'm finally assistant pastor. And I was like, Charity, girl, don't do that. Like, don't, like, we just got to a place where, we starting to like you again. Okay. And then you talking about, but I'm assistant pastor. Girl, these people don't like you. These people don't want you. To hell with them. So, but eventually, Charity gave in and she started giving information. So I'm assuming that, the information that she gave, that Phil's real name is not Phil, that, his daddy was a Black Panther, not like Black Panther, like Black Panther, right? Um, he, his dad was a Black Panther, and him and his dad don't have the best relationship. So, um, and I think the guy lives in Louisiana. I think Baton Rouge. I think. So Grace was like, thanks, so she goes and calls the guy. Now the guy sounded familiar, but when I saw what the guy looked like, he didn't who I thought it was. I have to put up a picture of the guy who I thought it was, but it wasn't him. So basically, so Grace calls the guy, and the guy is, very like, what do you want? And he's like, who are you? What do you want? And Grace like, okay, hi, I'm a pastor. He's like, strike one. And she was like, okay. And she brings up the name, and then he was like, okay, strike two. And then she brought up Phil's name, and he was like, strike three, I'm out. And it hangs up the phone. So Grace is like, ooh, okay. I'm like, girl, you better hitchhike yourself on down to Louisiana like y'all got. Wait, hold on. How much would it be from Tennessee to Louisiana? Girl, you better hitchhike yourself on down there. So at one point, I guess they were supposed to be doing something I didn't hear, but Charity told it to Connie, which I can't stand her. Ooh, she just curt. Like, see, that's another reason why about church people just so cut and curt. I hate it. But her, she talks to her and tells her the information she wasn't supposed to tell, I guess. And then obviously Connie went back um, and told Judy. Judy finds out about it. So then Judy goes back to Charity and fires her. And so Charity's like, "Oh, you can't fire me. You don't have that power." She said, one, I'm Bob Whitmore. See, I remember his name. I'm Bob Whitmore's daughter. So there's your power right there. And two, I'm about to be first lady. Excuse me, ma'am, you're fired. So then Charity takes it to Phil, and he's like, yeah, I heard about it. And she's like, so you're just not gonna do anything about it? And he's like, I mean, what do you want me to do about it? I'm like, Charity, why are you sitting there entertaining this? So then finally, she reads, which I get what Charity's doing. Like, she's trying to throw her little 2 cents in, but it's like, girl, they don't care. They don't care. Like, you just wasted. Like, you really think you're doing something here, but these people don't care. But more power to you, though. So, later in the episode, when everybody's about to have dinner, Charity walks in, tells everybody that she quit. I'm like, did you tell them that you got fired first and then you quit? But we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. She quit. She's out of there. I'm like, finally, child. So, everybody's happy on that. So, meshing together, which I don't know, this review might be a little short. Usually my reviews are like 40 minutes long, if not 50. But this might be a little short review. Just lumping everybody together. So, so we pick up from last week when Jacob confronts Bishop. Well, now Jacob is sitting here talking to Bishop and Lady May, which I'm like, cool. And basically explains, they're trying to get an understanding of what happened, how he went to old girl's church, and, now they're like, you done put an X on my back, and all this other stuff, and Like, you should have came to us first. And Jake was like, what I was trying to do is I was trying to get Kerissa, get her back. But, I didn't realize it was going to be this. And I'm like, Jacob, you're potentially talking about, I'm sorry, when you say that when somebody tells you that your father called my daddy down to a church and now he blew up in flames, and then there's a will that was left to him, and then there was another will that was left to your dad. Did you not think that was catastrophic? Like, come on now. Jacob be here, but he don't be here. Like, with his thick neck self, like, he just don't be thinking. I'm like, is it the mohawk on your head? Because it looked pretty tough to me, like a Brillo pad. Like, ugh, sir. Not everybody can pull off a mohawk. The only person I know that I can appreciate with a mohawk is baby daddy, Chadwick Boseman, of course. But anyway, that's not what we're here for. That's a whole other video. Yeah, so Bishop's like, look, I'll go down there. I'll see if I can fix it. So we're gonna park that right there. So basically, Lady May, she's like, you know what, I'm gonna go upstairs and I'm gonna go talk to what's her name? I'm gonna talk to Kerissa, see if I can get some sense in her. So she goes upstairs to talk to Kerissa, and Kerissa decides to be like, what? I mean, she's like, look, okay, the reason why, she's like, I'm not the one that wants a divorce. And then she was like, the reason why Jacob is getting a divorce is because, you know, I had an affair, and he's had more affairs than I have, and the one time I mess up, he doesn't want to be with me anymore. And I'm like, so you're just not gonna say that you brought home chlamydia? Like, you brought home chlamydia though. Like, that sums up all the affairs that Jacob done had. Because we not excusing the fact that this man is community dick. We're not excusing that. It's just, you were home. You slept with me. Anyway, so so basically, Lady Mae is like, oh, I'm like, girl, you just not gonna tell this lady. So then at one point, Lady Mae goes and talks to Jacob. She's like, how dare you sit on your high horse and da-da-da. I'm like, Jacob, tell this lady. And he's like, you don't know what she did. He's like, because she doesn't know what Kerissa did. She don't know. She said, it doesn't matter. Like, after all the dirt you done did, you know, out of all the dirt you done did, you're just not gonna forgive her for this one thing. And it smelled like bleach. Oof, make my stomach hurt. And I'm just like, Jacob, just tell her, just say, Mama, she gave me chlamydia. That's all you had to say, Mama, she gave me chlamydia. She went home. No. She went and slept with some man, and then came home and slept with me. She ain't about to take no shower or nothing. She just came home and slept with me, didn't say nothing. It's like, hey, babe, let me go. No, she laid in bed, had sex with me, and now the house is burning. Like, and I don't even know if you can even get rid of chlamydia. I don't know. So even if Jacob wanted to move on, bro, let's say for instance you can't get rid of it. Dude, you know you want Tasha. You know that. You know he want to put a baby in her. He can't do that because his thing burning. Man, you talking about something. Girl. So anyway, but he didn't tell her that. I'm like, dang, you're thick neck. Anyway, so she's like, you need to go talk. So Jacob's like, okay, fine, I'm gonna go talk to her. We're gonna stop all of this. So he goes in. He's getting ready to go, talk to Kerissa, and and I feel like Jacob was going to be like, fine, we'll just kill it. we're gonna leave all this alone. And then what Kerissa did, what she did is that she fucked herself over. She sat there and she was like, so, you talked to your mom? He's like, yeah. Okay. So, do you have anything to say to me? And he's like, um, he's quiet. She said, how about you say, Kerissa, I am so sorry that I made you feel so alone in this marriage that I made you go sleep with another man. I'm like, Chris, you gonna find yourself floating in that pond. You gonna find yourself floating in that pond. Keep it up. So naturally, Jacob was like, oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. Like, you gonna do all of this and then be cunt? And let's go there. You gonna be cunt about it? Girl. Girl. But she said she gonna lay off the will and stuff. But he was like, we still gonna get divorced though. Like, this ain't no way. I'm like, girl, you done. Ooh. And the thing is, it's like, Kerissa, you made that choice to stay. You did that. Because you wanted the money, you wanted the power, you wanted to be first lady. You sold your soul for a hat and a parking spot that you didn't really get. Girl, you still parking over there. Like, so yeah, child, I said, girl. So Bishop goes over to, old girl's house. What's her name? Not house, but church. Goes over there, and they sitting there talking, and child, Bishop, he's like, look, let me tell you what happened. I did not call your daddy. It was Mac that did it. And then at one point he said that he was the one that forged the will and all this other. I'm like, so wait, which will did he forge? Like, what? Um, and then I'm like, dang, Mac was really doing the damn, was a little busy bee, wasn't he? So, I don't know, it's almost looking like, child, because Mac isn't here, right? It's like, so, like I said, Mac was a busy bee, obviously, like doing all kinds of stuff. And even though Bishop and Lady May may not have done the things that Mac had did, but it's like, who's gonna answer for it? Mac ain't here to do it. Mac is dead. So it's almost like, who's about to answer for all of this? And I don't know, cause I don't know. Would they give y'all peace of mind? Cause Bishop was, like, let's just end this once and for all, right? He was all about this, but it's almost like, I don't know, like, would that give y'all peace though? Like, you came here to tell me that, well, I didn't do it, but this guy did it, okay? But, would that give y'all peace of mind? Because I still would have been like, okay, but it happened. It happened. And, my dad is dead. And then y'all got this house. And it's like, because towards the end of the episode, I'm trying to think, at one point, Bishop did sit down with, oh, hold on, I'm missing a whole lot of shit. Hold up. Grace was like walking along the pathway and stuff, and Bishop comes home. He's like, oh, I got barbecue, which I was like, ooh, I kind of want some. I kind of want some. But he basically sits down, no, he's talking to Grace, and she's like all worried about AJ. He's like, look, you're here now, okay? Like, I know you're worried about him, and I know you want to be everything you can be, but sometimes you just gotta step back, basically. Just step back, because you like, let me in, and it's like, you don't gotta do all that, it's okay, you know? And then, what else? Oh yeah, and then he sits down with Lady May, and she's just trying to make sure, like, are you sure this is over? And like her, she's like, I don't think this is. You can believe that. Y'all can talk about how y'all done prayed, y'all done cried together. Sure, we can all pray and cry, but basically, he was like, look, it's done. But sure enough, towards the end of the episode, everybody's sitting at the table. And there was a part where Jacob did tell Lady May that I tried to fix it. I did, but you don't understand, man. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's just, no. No. He said, no. I don't want to. So, basically, everybody's coming, sitting at the table, they getting ready to eat. God, I want some barbecue. Like, I'm hungry right now, even thinking about it. But, he basically, ooh, my fingers, man. Y'all know, I've been holding my phone this whole time, so, it hurts. Everybody comes sits down, one by one. Kerissa, you can tell she's sticking out like a sore thumb. So everybody sits down at the table. Everybody's like, look, we're going to have church, here at the house. We're not going to go to Calvary at all. We're just going to do it right here. And we're going to have church here every Sunday until we get our own church. And then everybody's like, okay, cool. Which I'm like, I mean, the house is big enough to do it, but and all these people, y'all gonna have all these. Well, you did say just family only. I'm like, okay, cool. And it looks like the way things are, Grace is pretty much like, you know what? But we'll see what happens in the next episode. So, what else? Oh yeah, Bishop get a phone call. I'm like, oh. Oh shit. So Bishop get a phone call. He's like, oh yeah. Okay, I understand. I'm like, oh shit, this girl killed herself. I don't know why I thought that. Like, I don't know why I thought, this girl done killed herself. But no, she basically called him to be like, she want to talk to him some more about that house. I'm like, ooh, 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 ooh. Girl, they about to lose the house too? Oh, my goodness. The least y'all could do is be like, listen, we got 18 rooms up in here. You can pick one. Just let her live there or something. Like, I don't know, but we'll see what happens in the next episode. But yeah, that was Greenleaf, y'all. Like I said, I feel like this video is pretty much short. I don't know. I have to see when I'm editing. But yeah, that's pretty much it on Greenleaf. Like I said, next week's episode, girl, do y'all really think they're about to knock down that church? Because at one point, oh shit, oh my god, I done forgot, girl, the scene when Judy and Phil was sitting there talking, and Judy was trying to give her little slurpy burpees, and Phil was like, no. He was giving me like, no. She's like, please, I want to do this. And I didn't realize she was still married. She's like, I'm not going back to that. And I'm like, girl, ain't nobody asking you to come over here, though. Like, ugh. So it's like, oh, girl, she got little slurpy burpees. Like, she was really trying. And then she was like, and then walked herself on upstairs. I'm like, all right now. But, but yeah, that's really it. Child, next week, we, obviously, because Bishop was all about how he's not going back into that church. I'm like, you are, because we see it next week. So yeah, that's just amazing. Now, when you grow something up and then you lose it just like that, crazy. And now here they are back at the bottom, and they got to start all over. That's crazy. But sometimes, what is going on downstairs? Anyway, sometimes, because I learned this from playing Sims, when when I would like put together a house and I forget to save, and it's like, well, you know what? I just put in all this work, doing it all over again, and it comes out even better. So yeah, we'll see what happens, in the next episode. So with that, I'll see y'all later.